welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, drop your crowns and your elephants, and let me know where you're watching from. This is our weekly recap of Married at First Sight, Boston, Married at First Sight season 14. And you know, we've been very critical of this series. I've been very critical of this series, but this is one of the weeks where I'm like, okay, it's not the greatest of casts. I'm still missing Alyssa, but we'll talk more about that. But I like this week because we get a deeper sense. The psychology part of me, I have a degree in a bachelor's in psychology. That part of me, I can have sympathy and empathy for some of the people that I didn't have empathy for before. I can, just a little bit. But then watching it a second time, yes, I watched it a second time. Watching it a second time, I did see, I got over my sympathy for some people. But we will break it down. We will break it down. Just shout out to everyone that's already in the live chat, guys. Don't forget to share this live video. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because you're getting daily and consistent hot topics here on the channel. And don't forget, I posted a video just before this, well, a couple of hours before this, another Black China update. I'm not giving you a daily on this. I'm just trying to break down some of these stories in a way that we're able to get you reality TV news. We're getting you some pop culture news. So if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to turn on that notification bell. And don't forget to join our texting community. This is where you guys are able to get breaking news. This is where you're able to break news for me or keep me up to date. This is where you can be an exclusive source. So join our texting community at textkempire.com or text me at 347-647-2372. Don't forget, data and message rates may apply. All right. So before we get into Married at First Sight, because we reported, I don't watch Vanderpump Rules. I don't. But I do know that Vanderpump Rules had one Black girl in there at one point. One Black girl in there. And then during the pandemic, a lot of information came out about problematic things that were happening over at Bravo, specifically with Vanderpump Rules, which in turn, they pretty much wiped the cast of Vanderpump Rules. Okay, because of the problematic things that they had done and said and all this stuff. Well, now we hear another legal battle is going to happen for Bravo. We were just reporting on Nene Leakes' legal battle. Yesterday, we posted a story about Nene Leakes and the legal battle that she is about to have with Bravo. She's accusing Bravo of racial discrimination, allowing Kim Zolciak, although Kim Zolciak is not being sued, she names Kim Zolciak's racist behavior on The Real Housewives of Atlanta multiple incidences, and says that it was tolerated and even rewarded, allegedly, because she believes, despite the problematic behavior of Kim Zolciak, she was able to get more things on the show, and including get her own show, which has since been canceled. Well, and like I said to you, I don't watch Vanderpump Rules, but I watch Bravo, and Bravo's being sued by Faith Stowers. Oh, deja vu. Deja vu. I felt like I already reported on this story, but no, this is new. Let me get into this and just let you guys know what Bravo and Evolution is facing right now. Okay. So this is from our friends over at Screen Rant, because what do we do over here? Cite our sources. So Faith Stowers exclusively confirmed her plans to launch a lawsuit over Lala Kent's Vanderpump Rules Season 4 knife attack. So for those of you that don't know who Faith is, Faith, this is her. Thank you for your service. She's also in the military. So this is what Screen Rant is exclusively reporting, okay? Fans are well aware of all the drama surrounding Faith on and off the show. In 2020, Bravo issued a swift overhaul within the cast in response to Faith revealing the racially insensitive actions Stassi Schroeder and Kristen Dowdy subjected her to. At the time of the firing, Lala reached out to Faith to apologize for their friendship going sour. There were reports about Lala apologizing to Faith as a truce, but fans were never made aware of what caused their fallout. They didn't know. Okay. It's been 2 years since Bravo fired Stassi, Kristen, and 2 newcomers after wrapping Vanderpump Rules season 8. At the time, the country was dealing with the heightened racial tension over the killing of George Floyd, and many major companies started making strides towards diversity and inclusion. Are they still doing that? Just asking. It was at this time that Faith finally revealed the time Stassi and Kristen saw a tabloid article about a Black woman wanted for theft that they assumed was her. Stassi and Kristen called the cops on Faith to pin the crime on her. All right? For those that aren't familiar with this story, I remember, see, this is the thing. I don't watch Vanderpump Rules, but I watch the news. The gossip news, yeah, not the regular news, not the 10 o'clock news. Okay, so they call the cops on her, a woman who has served our country. She served our country. They call the cops on her. I don't know why I'm acting like I'm surprised. Okay. So Stassi and Kristen called the cops on Faith to pin the crimes on her. After making the shocking reveal, Stassi and Kristen released lengthy statements in response to the incident. Lisa Vanderpump also released a statement condemning all forms of racism. In June 2020, Stassi and Kristen were fired along with Max and Brett, whose old racist tweets had resurfaced the year before. And since then, a lot of you are saying with all those firings, the show wasn't the same. The ratings suffered this past season. Okay. But now Faith is speaking out. And she says in an exclusive statement to Screen Rant, okay, Faith confirms that Lala tried to attack her with a knife and that the production worked behind the scenes to keep it from public finding out. Lala was among the remaining cast members following the 4 firings, and Jax Taylor and Brittany Cartwright exits later that year. She returned for Vanderpump Rules season 9, Lala, with her now ex-fiance Randall Emmett to highlight their life after welcoming their daughter Ocean. But it turns out Stassi and Kristen weren't the only ones who subjected Faith to mistreatment that never aired on the show. In an exclusive statement to Screen Rant, Faith confirms that she is in the beginning stages of legal action in response to a past altercation with Lala that didn't make the final cut. A friend of Faith provided a full statement to Screen Rant saying Lala can pull a knife on Faith while saying the words, "I'll cut a B word," in the middle of a heated argument in Sir Restaurant during filming of season 4 of Vanderpump Rules. It's not done yet, guys. You're just joining us. I'm updating you guys on another lawsuit that Bravo and a production company employed by Bravo may be facing. Whew. Okay. At the time of the attack, the production company Evolution and Lisa Vanderpump discouraged, I'll say allegedly, Stowers from taking the necessary legal action. The statement continued, NBC Universal and the Bravo network did not allow the scene to air in hopes of burying the consequences. The statement went on to note Stassi's past interview on the B Word Bible podcast, where she laughed while confirming the Vanderpump Rules season 4 knife attack. Because old Lala pulled a knife out on her on camera this season, except that didn't air. This is what was said. And Brian Gray, who follows me, I didn't know you followed me, Brian, but thank you. I'm citing my sources. Brian, this episode was deleted, but Brian caught it, screen recorded it. Brian, you're amazing. Shout out to the screen recorders. Brian screen recorded it, y'all. Hold on. Because I'm gonna give Brian, you're gonna get a moment right now, Brian. Not that you need a moment, Brian. You know, I'm being facetious. If you follow me, then you understand. Brian screen recorded it. Okay, let me share my screen because if it wasn't for Brian is a hero. Okay, not the same level of hero that our girl Faith is. You know, she served our country, but he's a hero in the Bravo world. Well, maybe not for Bravo. Okay, back to this. See, Brian follows me, y'all. I didn't know. All right. So let me just play this really quickly so you guys can hear it.
You know who I wonder about a lot? Faith.
She hashtags Pump Rules all the time. And I guess, and like people tell me this because I'm in like a group message with everybody.
Yeah.
And that like,
I think about her.
She goes
every
on
day.
red carpets and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, Jubilee. Like, really? Like, who are you?
I want to know. Like, I really
don't know
want
if
her to
I've
do
even
the podcast because I need to ask her where she got her gray highlights and why. What is she doing? What is that?
And wasn't she in the military too? Did she say that? I think she was.
I definitely think that you just made that up. There's no fucking way she was.
I feel like no. I think she was because Lala pulled a knife out on her on camera this season, except they didn't air that.
Wait, let's play it again. Let's play it again. Okay, come on now. Don't play with me now. Wait. Hold on. Let me refresh, y'all. Let me refresh because Twitter wants to be a fool right now. Don't play with us. Let's play it again.
That you just made that up. There's no fucking way she was.
I feel like no. I think she was because Lala pulled a knife out on her on camera this season, except they didn't air that.
You heard that? That's all the evidence we need, Your Honor. Look, that's all the evidence we need. So if you're just joining us, former star of Vanderpump Rules, Faith Stour, it says she's in the early stages of bringing a lawsuit against, I'm assuming, the production company Evolution. Lisa Vanderpump probably will be named. Bravo will probably be named in this. Lala will probably be named. She's accusing Lala of pulling a knife out on her in season 4. However, it was buried. It never aired, but there were witnesses. So Stassi's past interview on the B Word Bible podcast, which has now been deleted, that episode. The episode has now been deleted, but thanks to you guys, it was screen recorded. And Your Honor, here you go. Your Honor, here you go. Let me finish this. Shout out to Brian Gray. Thank you. Faith's friend noted that Stassi has confirmed the incident during public interviews. At the time of the knife attack, Miss Stowers was serving in the United States Army and was worried about her honorable service enduring such an event. This is according to Faith's friend. Added, she felt bullied and manipulated by the network and seeks justice. Faith appears to be finally speaking out on all the racially insensitive mean girl behavior she was subjected to by cast members that were allowed to thrive on the show until they weren't. However, Lala is still a central figure on Vanderpump Rules, as you may know. She became the show's new villain in season 9 due to all the confrontations she had with most of the cast. But to know there was a knife attack that was swept under the rug years before is a shocker and a possible reflection of the controversial personalities the network was seemingly working to protect behind the scenes. Somebody send this to Nene. Can someone send this to Nene? She might need this for her case. Dumb. Exhibit 1A. Someone to send this to Nene. She's going to have to add this to her case. Oh, Bravo, you in trouble, girl. All right, guys, I just wanted to update you on that. I know what the reason why you're here. You're here to talk about Married at First Sight. But you know, when the news comes to me, I don't talk about Vanderpump Rules, but I do talk about Bravo. And I saw this and protect Black women. We don't just say that here, we believe it. Faith, I'm sorry that you even had to deal with that. Sorry that you even had to deal with that. And thank you again for your service to our country. So many people say that, but they don't really take into account what they're saying to the person that they're saying it to. Thank you, Faith, for your service to our country. Okay, back to Married at First Sight. This was a serious episode, though. This was not a laughing matter episode. Married at First Sight, this is not the greatest of seasons. We've talked about this. It's not the greatest of seasons. But I enjoyed this episode. And when I say enjoyed, the psychology part of me really enjoyed this episode because this is where all of these people are unpacking and writing to their younger selves. Have you ever written a letter to your younger self? Watching them write, I'm like, I don't want to talk to my younger self. That's some deep stuff that we all should do at some point in our lives. Whoo, child, though. Write that letter to your younger self. All of them touched me. The only person that we didn't get to see them talk to the younger self was Olajuwon. He talked about it during the after party. Have we started the petition to have Keisha Knight Pulliam host the reunion? She does such a good job with the after party. She's so Rudy. I don't mean to disrespect because she probably doesn't like when people call her Rudy. But you're a legend and a star. We don't forget about the Bill Cosby stuff though. Elephant brain. We don't forget about your defense of him. But I get it. Okay, you've known that man since you were like 4 years old. But she is smart. She's funny. I think she'd be a fantastic host. Eddie says, no, she's Rudy. Let's be real. Come on. Yes, y'all are so disrespectful. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Shanice says 100% the best host on Married at First Sight so far. Remember when I was a little critical of her, I was like, I don't know if I like seeing Rudy in this position. Not Rudy, Keisha in this position. But there are certain, she's able to talk about the messiness. She's able to give them real help. It's like she's a real therapist. I like it. And she likes to drink. Y'all know I don't drink, but look. Yeah, everyone calls her Rudy. It is what it is. My God. Not Rude Gal Rudy. Are you gonna write a letter to your younger self? Look, I gotta take my glasses off because I'm just like, that's some deep stuff. Exactly. Dom says she's effective and entertaining. I like her for it. I'm assuming Kevin Frazier from Entertainment Tonight has a contract with Lifetime and a contract with the production company. So I don't know if that has run out, but I really would like to see Rudy. I would like to see Keisha host the reunion this season. And if not, next season, please. This week was the season finale of the after party. And I'm like, okay, so what's happening next week? There's still more stuff happening next week. Why are we ending the after party? Sometimes I watch the after party to refresh my brain on what happened this episode. However, I still watch this episode again. But now that I have Sling, I can somewhat fast forward. Sling is not the best app, to be honest with you. It's not. But at least I'm able to fast forward through these commercials because there's tons of. First of all, Married at First Sight, before we dig deep into these couples, why is the first 5 minutes a preview of last week? It was just last week. You guys weren't off for like 2 weeks. Why? And so many commercials. I get it. You got to keep the lights on. So do I. But why so many commercials? Why such a long preview at the beginning? Tay, I thought next week was decision day too, but no. Next week seems somewhat interesting. We shall see. I would prefer if next week was decision day, but I don't believe it's decision day because they would have told us it was decision day, not in the preview. Courtney says filler is not filling Married at First Sight. No. Yes, April, we have seen Married at First Sight after show. We love it. We love it. Let me take a sip. Okay, let's break down the couples and their letters to themselves, to their younger selves. All right, who do I want to start with this week? Let me start with this couple. Because, I call her annoying, but I had a heart for Noi. I understand where Noi is coming from. She grew up poor. She looked like she had a traumatic childhood. Her talking about seeing her mother come home with like blood on her face. She had a traumatic childhood. But one thing that I noticed, and I tweeted this right before the live, I noticed when she talks about Steve, she's very critical and she always puts digs about him in her confessionals. But when he's talking critical of her, he's not taking digs. I don't know if it's the emotional maturity, but she's not that young. And she made it seem in this episode like she's been through so much and that's made her grow up a lot quicker than him, because she's talking about how his childhood, yes, they had very different childhoods, but he's still very mature. She made it seem like she's the most mature. Noi, if you're watching this, we view you as the immature one because you're not able to express your emotions. And now we understand why you're not able to express your emotions, because it wasn't acceptable within your family, within the way you grew up. We understand that. Sidebar. Steve, if this doesn't work out with Noi, I know there's a line of women waiting to take you up. Because every week, this man is showing us another side of him that I'm like, he was a rapper. His mom singing along to his song. He grew up. I understand why he grew up why he is the way that he is. It's because of the way that he grew up. Very sweet mom singing his song with him. And then he's so willing to do and make this marriage work. So he's out there dancing at this thing like he's never done this before, but you couldn't tell. Did you guys see Steve's moves? And even then, Annoying had a dig at him. She's like, but I'm having more fun than he is. I'm having more fun than he is. It didn't look like it to me. Anyone else? Steve looked like he was having a good old time, and he had moves. But Fatima says, Lifetime should be grateful for Steve. I'm grateful for Steve. We've really been bigging up Steve this season. I don't think we're going to get a bad thing out of Steve unless something we find out the streets have been talking. Okay? Steve is multi-talented. He created an app. We know he's got over $40,000 in the bank. Okay? He is a free spirit. He's a former rapper. He's very competitive. He's good at sports. He's got a nice smile. He can cook a noodle. Okay, he can do more than cook a noodle. But you know what I'm saying. He's a catch. Sidebar. Speaking of catches. I just needed a segue. So, the B-roll that they use where they show the apartments? The roof is nice. Look, I was looking at they always go up to the roof apparently and have side conversations that we never get to see. I'm guessing because the roof is probably shared with the other residents of the building, they're not able to film up there. But there's a lot happening on the roof. I was looking for Alyssa on the roof. Alyssa, I'm such a good person. I just tweeted, I need a social media manager because I'm missing all of your messages. I apologize, y'all. If you've sent me messages, there is a deep hole that happens on certain platforms that I don't get your messages or see your comments. Your best bet is probably hitting me up on Twitter. If you haven't already followed me on Twitter, everything's at TheKempire or at Kempire Daily or at Kempire Radio. Speaking of Kempire Radio, don't forget the video version of the podcast will be coming out tomorrow. I apologize for the delay, but I have to edit these things myself. Okay, so the video version of Kempire Radio will be coming out on the Kempire Radio YouTube channel, not the Kempire Daily channel, the Kempire Radio one. You can find it linked on the channel, Kempire Daily channel, but be sure to add that so you don't miss the broadcast of the video version of the podcast. The audio version was out since the weekend. So if you're not subscribed, okay. But back to this. Steve and Annoying. Okay, her letter to herself, I really have sympathy for Noi. I completely understand why she doesn't want to handle conflict. I completely understand why she runs away from conflict. But with that being said, at what point do we heal our childhood, before we decide to get into a marriage and a relationship. I just don't see Steve dealing with this for the rest of his life. He's very patient with her. He's very, very patient with her. But I just wonder, when will that patience out just be like done? Eddie says, boo, Noi, boo. Wait. Yeah, we want to see your friend. What friend? Oh, from the podcast. I was like, what are you guys talking about? Courtney says, rooftop ruminations would be dope. I need something from that rooftop. R says, I take that back. That was mean, and I don't want to put out that vibe. R, what did you say? I'm not going to even look. Tyra says, Noi is annoying. I had a little bit more sympathy for Noi this week. However, when I notice in her confessional, she's always taking a dig at Steve when it's not necessary. Like, he's doing something that you love. She likes to dance and be goofy and have a good time. And he's doing this with you. He's being more than willing to do it. Yes, he might be taking it serious, but I would be so happy the fact that he's willing to do that with me. No, you know what she says? I'm having more fun than he is. Oh, Cheryl said his patience will run out on decision day. I don't know. I have a feeling he might say yes. Danielle says, I didn't. No sympathy. I have to say, the first time around, I had some sympathy. I was tearing up, y'all. Is it my time of the month? Do men have a time of the month? I was tearing up watching this last night. And I said, maybe I'm just tired. And that's when my eyes are getting watery. I felt for her. She's definitely dealt with some trauma. But it's so funny that these people have dealt with trauma and they want to run and get married. She also explained exactly why she decided, she wanted, remember one of the things she said that she didn't want to do was, after this was over, she didn't want to immediately move into with him. And she's talking about she's trying to preserve her independence. And why did Dr. Pepper have to co-sign on it? She said, I don't live with my husband. But she did bring up that she did live with her first husband when they were raising kids, but her second husband, it's a different situation. Yeah, she's talking about having 3 kids, and it must be 3. Annoying. Tavares, perfect segue. Tavares, I agree. Jasmina, shout out. Can I just say shout out to all the teachers? Shout out to all the teachers. You have no idea how important teachers are. They're not just teachers teaching you something. They're sometimes that person that uplifts you and grounds you when you don't have it at home. Now we understand exactly why Jasmina is the hard shell that she is. So she shares her letter to her younger self, and I was tearing up for that. I just don't see this couple making it to decision day. Like, I don't see them making it through decision day, I should say. Here's one of the things I want to point out. After she said this, he was holding back. I've grown to like Michael a lot. I mean, I still a little suspect about the female roommates and not owning that. However, I've grown to like Michael a lot. Michael wanted to hug her and be there for her. But that hug, did you guys notice the hug? Did you rewind the hug? If you did not, go and watch it now. That hug that he gives her, I felt he was trying to be genuine, but I've hugged strangers better than they hugged each other. Danielle, thank you so much for the super chat. Danielle says, Dr. Pepper problem knew her husband before. Wait, Dr. Pepper probably, I think you meant, probably knew her husband before she married him. Hashtag dummy. Dom said that's why Dr. Pepper sends her husband flowers. That was another thing that came up. Because he never sees her. I am not against that. Some people do. I mean, it's not uncommon. That's not the first time I heard of a married couple not living together. Could that work for me? Not at this part of my life. Maybe when I'm Dr. Pepper's age. I don't know. But she did point out to them, like, if you want to raise kids. So we get to see Jasmina's story. I felt like that explained a lot about why Jasmina has the hard shell that she has. I think for Jasmine to keep saying that this man has not shared his personal story. I mean, I get it. She didn't see some of the stuff that we saw before she married him. But I feel like I know more about Michael than probably any of them. Anyone else? Right? Don't you feel like you know more about Michael's story and his family and his parents and everything and his loss more than anyone else? Zoe says, I would like not to live with my future husband. Oh, sorry, Mimi. What did you want to rate this episode? A lot of you did not like this episode. The season has been a little bit of struggle bus. Already at 52%, you guys are, well, 51%. Okay, 51% are rating this episode of Married at First Sight Boston between 4 and 6, which is okay. But at 22%, you're rating it between 1 and 3. At 26%, you're rating it at 7 to 10. I like this episode just because of the getting the history. It made me understand some of these couples a little bit more, made me respect them a little bit more. Okay. I'm going to go to Olajuwon and Katina. I'm still very concerned about Katina. Because like we've said, Katina's not who she used to be on this season. She's very different. She's pulled back. So we get to see a little bit more about her history. We get to see how Olajuwon grew up, and he talked about the reason why he has done the things that he's done. After college, set himself up. The fact that he's been able to make it out from where he grew up is a big deal to him, and it is, and he's something he should be proud of. So that's why he feels at the end of this episode, he says he feels that she should say no at decision day so that she can get her life together. And then part of me was like, that seems noble. But then there's another part of me that's like, you've showed us multiple times that you're probably not interested in this woman. And I don't think it's anything physical, even though they still have not been physical. I'm not encouraging that. They kiss. They're more intimate than Jasmina and Michael. But I think he's using that as an excuse. No wonder him and Lindsey relate a lot, because they both feel like they're perfect. But I feel like him saying that he feels like she should say no at decision day, I think he's going to say no at decision day, and she's going to be heartbroken. I don't know why she's crying next week. But he's broken her down throughout the season. How long are they filming for? 2 months? In those 2 months, she is a shell of who we first were introduced to. But I honestly feel he's using her lack of life experience and being where he is in life as an excuse to get out of the marriage. And that's the thing. Just because she's beautiful doesn't mean, that's why he's going to say yes. I think for Olajuwon, it's look, can we talk? Can we talk like nobody's watching? I like Katina. I think she's probably a lovely woman. Damn, can I say this? Can I just be real? Look, can I just be real? Personality is such an important thing. I know a lot of us get caught up in like, oh my God, he's so cute, or she's so cute and she's so beautiful. But once you've been spending day after day with someone 24/7, she doesn't want to clean half the floor. She mispronounces words. I'm sorry, Katina, because you don't need another Taurus beating you down. It's Taurus season. I need some happy music in here. I gotta set up my stuff. Oh, hold on, y'all. We got a couple of super chats. I do want to say thank you. ST, thank you so much for the super chat. ST, SC said, you inspire me. Thank you for creating such a great community here. I believe Olajuwon is abusive. Him enjoying her distress when they went horseback riding is telling. There's been a lot. First of all, SC, thank you so much for the compliment. And thank you for being a part of our community. There's been a lot of stuff. It's actually very disturbing to watch. I don't think have we seen this before where a relationship has brought someone down so much during a season? By the end of the season, they're not the person we saw them in the beginning. I can't remember anyone specifically, but this is sad to watch. Thank you, ST. Dom, thank you so much for the super chat. Dom says, Kempire, thanks for all that you do and for getting through the show twice. Dom, thank you so much. I appreciate that because it's been a struggle this season. And I love Married at First Sight. And this is part of the reason why I love reality TV. It's the psychology behind it. So Married at First Sight to me is like this real interesting experiment. And that's why I felt like with the ultimatum that this probably would be a better science experiment with older people instead of the 20-somethings that we talked about. If you missed our recap of The Ultimatum on Netflix, be sure to check out the Kempire Daily YouTube channel for that. All right. Shanice has notes. Okay, it wasn't that long ago. Ryan and Clara from season 12. Damn. Yeah. Look, yeah. But that's recent too. I'm trying to think over the years. Just Me says, as soon as I said it, just me. Katina, is that you? No, playing. He mispronounces words too. Oh, is not bright either. I agree, but he thinks that he is. Jay Smile says, Olajuwon is a typical narcissist, feeds on empaths. Damn. Oof. As soon as I said it, though, I was like, well, he mispronounces words too. But he, in his mind, thinks that he's better. In his mind, he thinks that he's better. R said he's a caveman. Cheryl says she's not the same as she was. She isn't. It's really disturbing. It's really disturbing to watch. And she's so quiet, especially when there are experts around. She's so quiet. He's doing all the talking. I don't think he's really listening. At one point, they're in the church and she's telling her story. He's like this, fixing himself. Look, like, can you pay attention? See why I have to watch it again? Because I pay attention to these little details. Body language. You know, we're body language experts here on the channel. We're body language experts. Oh my goodness. Micah says, I can't wait to get to the real tea from Katina in a few. Right? Micah, you're so in my brain because I'm like, okay, now I need to know what happened like off camera. Like we need a separate live just to talk about that tea. Thank you so much. The crook snook or the crook snook. Thank you for the super chat. I was giving O and Lindsey the side-eye during the hug on the after show. Just saying. Love your channel. 1 million. Here you come. Thank you so much. Ooh. I've been side-eyeing their friendship because they talk a lot about, I don't know if you noticed, about, I remember when the conversation that we had, there's always these side conversations. I mean, they're very similar. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up being together. That's going to be a volatile relationship. But thank you for the segue. Let's move on to Mark the Shark. Okay. I like Mark. I really do. Is Mark perfect? Is Mark the Shark perfect? No. But we've seen week after week, Lindsey. She's another person that thinks she's perfect. We got a couple people here that all of these people, okay. Noi, Jasmina, Olajuwon, and Lindsey all think that they are God's gift. They are perfect. That these people are lucky to have them. And we're watching and we're like, you're not that great. You're not that great. Look, none of us are perfect. When a relationship fails, it's not just because of one person. But they all think that they're perfect. They all think that they're perfect. What did Omar say? Omar says, so does that Ola had to write 2 letters, one to Lil Ola and one to Lil Isaac. You know, Omar, you're a mess. Well, we didn't even get to see it. Maybe that's why it was too long. He talked about it. He cried during the after show. Do I think that he loves Katina? I think to the level that he's able to love someone. I think Katina is better off without him. I hope she does say no. I hope she has that moment like Deep T had at the Love is Blind season 2, where we're like, we didn't see that coming. I want her to say it for herself, but I have a feeling she's going to say yes, and he's going to say no. But back to Mark. Here's the thing with Mark and Lindsey's relationship. This is a toxic relationship. He's going to literally, I don't care what was it Pastor Cal? Yeah, it was Pastor Cal last week or a couple of weeks ago. Pastor Cal, he would be marrying his mother. Lindsey is his mother. If you pay attention to him talking about his mother and how his mother treated his dad, that's Lindsey. Don't get me wrong. There are so many moments with Lindsey that I'm like, oh my gosh, she's real. Like there's a maternal bone in her. But there's also something that needs to be healed, that she has not healed. Her conversation with Dr. Pepper, and she's like, I'm just done. I'm closed off to him. It's done. It's over. She's not perfect. And when you're, that would be annoying. How old are you? Stop pinching the man. She's like, oh, when I'm doing that, he's laughing. Because that's Mark the Shark. Mark the Shark he's not a mad type of person. And when you're doing that, like, some people are very ticklish. So you're going to get a laugh when you want someone to be like, stop. And I can see that being annoying. You see it in his eyes with her. Oh, I need a Mark the Shark head. Oh, I need to do that next week. Exactly. And it tickles. So, of course, there's a part of you like, stop it, but you're laughing. Omar says, could you imagine if Alyssa was still there? Her letter would start off, hello, Alyssa, you're a good person. I can't stand you. I couldn't imagine that couple making it to the end. She made it so hard. She didn't play this out. If she wanted to be on the show, she should have at least moved into that apartment with him and then them being separate rooms. She didn't play this out smart. Alyssa, you're dumb. Okay, you're less than smart. Are you looking for work? Alyssa, I'm looking for a social media manager, not you. Because, again, you didn't play this smart, so you're not. All right. Thank you, Data. Yes, guys, we have over 200 people in the building. Let's get to 100 likes, and I'll drop the call-in link for you guys to call in and share your thoughts. You all look, I'm going to call you all out again. Replay crew, too. You all kept on telling me you wanted me to cover Married at First Sight. I know it's not a great season, but I'm sitting here talking about it, recapping it. We had an overwhelming response. I had to go get a whole other app. Look at me being mad at y'all. I had to get a whole other app so I could watch Married at First Sight. I don't watch anything else on Sling. Just to watch Married at First Sight. Y'all better start showing up. Or I'm not going to recap it anymore. I'm going to be done with it. I'm going to still watch it, but I'm going to be no recaps. Okay, yes. I need to watch Married at First Sight Australia. I heard this season's not as great. But I've been recording it. I haven't watched it yet, though. I know the folks that are here, I'm not yelling at the folks that are here because the folks that are here are showing up. Replay crew, I understand. Some of you had to go back to work. Some of you are coming home at this time. I get it. But replay crew, I'm not talking about y'all either. Because y'all come and you watch and you're part of the conversation in the comment section. But I gauge on how you guys interact with the content. If I don't see interest, what's the point? What's the point? I'll just watch it by myself. But we're here. We're here. I don't want to take away from the folks that are here. All right. I'm going to drop the call in link because I do want to hear what you guys have to say, but I have to talk more about Lindsey. So let me just drop this. Let me just drop the link so I can talk more about Lindsey because this relationship is toxic. You know, the word toxic is thrown around a lot, especially in this day and age. Okay. Now Bobby Brown is next. I saw the trailer for that. I mean, Bobby Brown is legendary with the reality shows. Oh, Whitney. I keep getting like Whitney stuff. Whitney stuff keeps coming. Whitney, are you trying to communicate with me? May she rest in peace. The Voice, man. There will never be another. Oh, Danielle says facts, but let's watch on TikTok. That's a long show to watch on TikTok too. Okay. Okay, let me drop the call in link. Okay, yes, very toxic. Mark needs to run. So this episode, they're writing their letters to their younger selves, and we get both from Mark. I really was touched by Mark going back to where he grew up and his father, and that's where I got the perspective that his mom literally is Lindsey. Literally is Lindsey. Lindsey taking him to the forest. Lindsey. And her going into the little crowd. Lindsey, you need some therapy. There's nothing wrong with going into the forest, but she needs some therapy. But Lindsey's there for him this week because he last night I watched it and I really didn't pay too much attention when he was in the vet with his cat. But then rewatching it today and him talking about how the cat was there for him through so many different things. He's had that cat since he had like 15 years, which is a long time for a cat. Cat was so cute too, and Lindsey was there for him. But here's the scary thing with this couple. It shouldn't take these moments where you guys are really there for each other and you put all the toxicity to the side. Yes, these moments count and they're important, but your other low moments are so low. Remember last week? It was when she was sick. Homegirl had a hangover. She needed an IV drip. Now this week it's the loss. Sidebar: if you treasure your cats, if you treasure your pets, don't come on Married at First Sight. Why are we getting every time someone comes on Married at First Sight and they have a pet, they end up dead? Yeah, Bianca says yes. 15 years is really long for a cat. I can understand. Yeah. Dom says I felt bad for Mark. Yeah, when he talked about it, I was like, oh damn. But she was really there for him. Look, I fell for that trap in the beginning of the season. But then I'm reminded of all the little nasty things that she said in the bathroom when they get into these arguments. She goes for the jugular. I could never be with anyone like Lindsey, because I would be done with them. The way that I'm set up, you said those things about me on camera in the bathroom to somebody else. Oh, we would be done. She's lucky. I don't know if he heard her say any of that stuff. But even if I said yes on decision day, after seeing the playback, we would be done. We would be done. All right. We have a couple people backstage that I'm gonna bring up to talk about Married at First Sight. But if you're a part of our replay crew, I want to know how you would rate this episode. What do you think about all the couples? Break down the couples. Let me know what you think about this week. And are you looking forward to decision day? Next week is not decision day. I don't know why, but here we are. All right, let's bring up a couple of callers. Hold on, I think I forgot to pin this, but I'll drop this one more time. All right, Tiana, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Tiana?
Oh, not me being first. Hold on.
Tiana, what's going on?
Not much. Okay, so here's my issue with Olajuwon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you got it. You got it.
My issue with him is he continues to move the goalpost. And I think it just comes down to the fact that he just does not want to be with Katina. Because at the beginning, it's, okay, she's not cleaning. Oh, she's not doing this. She's not doing that. But then now it's like, oh, well, you're in school. How are you going to have kids? Da-da-da-da. What about your student loans? I don't want to take care of a baby and someone else. But it's also weird because he's wanted to be this traditional family man since the beginning. Well, what do you think happens when your wife has a baby? You step up and you take care of the household by yourself. Everyone knows that family leave don't pay nothing. So I just think he doesn't want to be with her. And I think that's why he's trying to convince her, yeah, you should just say no. You should just be the one to say no, because I don't want to hurt your feelings and I don't want to do it. And I don't think he realizes, like, marriage is a partnership.
Yeah.
Because me and my husband, there were moments when he didn't have it. When he didn't have it, I stepped up. There were moments when I decided, okay, I want to go back to school. I'm going to school full time now. I don't work. He takes care of that. And it's a give and take. And I don't think Olajuwon understands that. I don't think he gets that. And then I think last thing, someone has said it on Twitter. He had sports scholarships in college. And so I'm not trying to take away from his college experience, but obviously you're not going to have student debt. Yeah. Because you didn't have you had your college paid for. So how are you now going to look at Katina as if she's not doing what she's supposed to be doing just because she didn't do it just like you?
You're wrong.
She needs to say no. And I have a feeling she's going to say yes. Because we all know, like, married at first sight is not kind to some of our Black women. And I just feel like she's going to say yes. They're going to have her go first because she'll say yes. And then he'll go. And then he's going to say no.
Damn, Tiana, you think they're going to do it like that? I mean, they've been doing it.
Don't. But I mean, at this point, because I think she doesn't see, I don't know if she understands, or obviously she can't see the comments because it was taped before, but I don't think she sees what we see.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes a third party to kind of look at him, okay, this doesn't look right. And plus her coming from an abusive relationship, but I think her abusive relationship in the past was more physical. So I don't know if she understands that verbal and emotional abuse is still abuse. Yeah. So it's probably the red flags aren't clicking for her yet.
Yeah. Tiana, thank you so much for calling in.
No problem. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. No lies were told. Look, no lies were told. Aisha, thank you so much. Aisha says I just wanted to support the channel and we appreciate you. So thank you. And thank you to everyone that sends in super chats, but also sends in Venmos, PayPals, all of that. For more information on that, or more information on our PO box or our texting community, head on over to TheKempire.com. Again, that's TheKempire.com. Thank you to Aisha for the super chat. We appreciate you. All right. Cheryl says he must not be allowing her to get that weave redone. She's been wearing that one from the beginning. Come on. Nah. Is it a weave or is it a wig? Bianca says, is it the experts who determine who goes first or the producers? Probably the producers. Producers, I feel, have more power and control than the experts do. All right, let me bring up Amy because Amy is one of our Married at First Sight's regulars. She really is. See, everyone say it's a wig. All right, that's what I figured. It's probably like the if you watch 90 Day Fiance, it's probably like the Memphis wig. She's like, I'm going somewhere for 2 weeks. I'm gonna bring the same wig, and it's the wrong wig. I don't hate Katina's wig as much as I hated Memphis's wig. Anyways, Amy, I'm gonna bring you up. What's going on, Amy?
Why, Kempire? Why? I mean, you're laughing.
What happened? What'd I say?
You're talking about that girl's wig. Listen. I canceled my subscription to Pluto because that's who I used to watch Married to I canceled it this month. I am exhausted. Olajuwon, just tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell her that it's nothing she can do. You don't want to be with her. Just tell her the truth. Same as Jasmina. Please don't have him tell you any more of his business. Just tell him the truth. You just ain't going to sleep with him. You're not going to be with him. That's exhausting alone. And then Lindsey, oh, God help her. I don't know what's wrong with that woman. But 1 minute she's happy. Next minute she is flipping out and telling. She's so mean.
She's scary.
Yes. I would be like so done with her at this point. It's nothing he can do right. And that forcing him to eat food. I'm like, Lindsey, no. Anytime I've ever tried something, and I have like a very open palate, it's never been from somebody trying to force me. It's usually me watching them eat it, and if it looks good, I'm going to try it. That's how it works.
I probably would need someone like Lindsey to force me to eat certain things.
No, Lindsey's mean. I think she just does it to pick on him, and then she gets upset. It doesn't seem like he's satisfying her. Why not just leave?
I mean, she said that during the retreat that he wasn't satisfying. Like she hits below the belt.
But that's my thing. I don't understand why do you have to be mean? Just go. Just go.
Because they want to get paid.
After this episode, I literally canceled Pluto. I'm not doing this no more. I'm not going to sit through 2 hours of just foolishness. I'm not doing this no more. I'm going to watch Kempire tomorrow and I am done.
So I can sit through the foolishness.
No, I was really exhausted last night when I was watching those couples. I'm like, Noi, just go. I'm just done. I'm waiting for it to be
I
over.
want next week to be decision day. And then let's get to the reunion.
We don't have to go through any more episodes. Y'all need to decide right now what you want to do. You've already made your decision. Just say it so we can all be done.
Micah, are you a tourist too? Micah, we see each other. Micah says, I swear, I'm kind of missing Alyssa.
Alyssa's in that home. She is in their spirit. She has found her way back in.
She's on the roof.
She's in there. Somehow, some way, she's found her way into every person's body and spewing her meanness. I told you the bad seed. It's like, I'm done. I'm over those situations.
Okay. All right, Amy. We hope that you will stay long enough for us to finish the season.
I still won't call in and tell you how I feel, but I was so mad. I canceled my stuff after this. I'm not watching no more episodes until they do it right.
I understand the frustration. All right, Amy. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Oh, damn. She just clocked out. Amy loves to do that, though. We're not going to take it personal. Amy loves just to clock out. All right. Yeah, Summer says it's dragging. And it's not the greatest season, but look, we also have to understand business, y'all. There's advertising. There's a schedule that Lifetime has for the show. So they don't know our reaction to it, but next week needs to be decision day. All right. I'm going to bring up Florence. What's going on, Florence?
Hey, Kempire. Well, I'll just say thank you for doing the Lord's work and watching it for us because I can't do the 2 hours. I just watch your reviews and then I watch the clips. So thank you. I really hope, the reason why I've lost interest is just because it's gotten really sad and depressing. I've watched this show since the very beginning, back when it started on New York, and you really got people who are really looking for love. And of course, over the years, now we're seeing people who are really just in it for likes and followers, and it's getting really silly. I'm so embarrassed for Mark when Lindsey opens her mouth. I, in my life, have never, ever shared with anybody how my intimate life is with somebody, if it's good or bad. If you have issues, she should have had a private conversation with him, but she wouldn't, but she won't, because clearly she's a dodo bird and doesn't think she's doing anything wrong. I'm really hoping Lindsey and O see themselves, and maybe they can kind of see how they come off now that they're on the show, especially O, and the way he talks. He gives me anxiety, so that's probably why I don't watch it. Or when he's on the after show, I kind of forward through his parts. I don't know what it is about his energy that comes off. It makes me anxious. So, and poor Jasmina. Is it Jasmina or Katina married to O? Is it okay?
Oh, no. Katina's married to O. Okay. Jasmina's married to Michael.
Okay, it's Katina. Katina's not gonna leave. He's gonna have to be the one to tell her no before her to get it, because she's crying, even though he talks to her so crazy. She doesn't get it. So, but either way, that's it. Thank you again. We appreciate you.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap of Married at First Sight, Season 14, Married at First Sight, Boston. If you're part of the replay crew, I want to know your thoughts on the season so far, what you thought of this week and their letters to themselves, whose letter really touched you, what were some things that we haven't talked about that you noticed while watching the show. Let's continue that conversation there. We have a couple more people that I'm going to get to. In my opinion, she always has an opinion. I'm going to bring her up. Let's go to In My Opinion.
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I am so mad at Dr. Pepper because I'm sitting there and I'm listening to her and Lindsey, and I'm like, she's saying how she was hurt by Mark, and I'm like, all the stuff she's did to Mark that hurt him, like, you don't think her saying that he wasn't that great in bed didn't hurt him? Like,
or being broke, or his life is falling apart.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, she on him, like, okay, well, you need to do this. And I'm like, but when is somebody gonna correct this girl and tell her what she need to do? Like, she is too much. And I don't think she was, let me tell you something. I think she took that, he was saying she was too much, literally, because he wasn't saying you was too much in a good thing. He was saying you was too much in a bad way, because we see she's too much. And I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm completely over this. And for the love of me, I wish Michael and Jasmina would just end it now, because there's only 6 days left, and the girl having a hard time to touch him. Like, where are you gonna go from there?
Yeah,
You've been married to him for over 60 days, and you can't even just pick him. You just don't feel that kind of connection. Like, where are you gonna go?
I don't even get that connection even through the TV from them. There's no sexual energy. They're barely friends. That hug that they like, I've given a stranger a better
No.
hug than they gave each other.
Man, that was one of them grandma in church hugs. You know, one of them old
Even
grandmas.
those look more loving. Even those look more loving. I'm literally picturing them like, no.
Let me tell you,
was
I tried for the life of me to have a connection with Olajuwon and Katina when they was in the church and they was talking about they both had mamas that, you know, survived breast cancer. And I was like, it's not enough. Like, it's just all the behavior we've seen, it's not enough. Like, I pray both of y'all say no and that both of y'all get some therapy because he's saying he's like that because of how he was raised. And I'm like, look here, after a certain age, you can't say you're like that because how you was raised, because you know when you get older how to correct your behavior. It's just simple. Like when you're a baby, you may not know, or a kid, you may not know. But when you're grown and, you know, for him to have bought houses and sold them, you got to know in this world that you can't just talk to everybody any kind of way. Like you can't just fly off at the handle at anybody and then expect them to be, you know, there for you. So no, that behavior is no longer going to be tolerated. You're too old to be out here doing that kind of behavior. Like I need you to correct your behavior, sir.
Okay. All right. In my opinion, with the opinions, I appreciate you calling in.
Well, you have a nice evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. I'm going to bring Danielle up when she gets off her phone. What's going on, Danielle?
Zip your lips. I was actually trying to help you out. So
oh, okay.
Yeah, see there. Okay, so I'm here to drag everyone. I woke up and chose fight. Yeah, I'm sorry, not sorry.
Okay.
Noi, I need some help. I put this in the comments. No one responded. I need help. How was Noi's life so much different than Steve's? They both come from 2-parent households. Mm-hmm. They both come with siblings. Like, did she experience a few things here and there?
She grew up very poor.
But did she know she was poor at the time? Because most parents,
oh, she did.
No, she might have figured out later on. But most parents, don't they try to hide that from their kids? Like, I don't know how Asian people are raising their kids. But
I mean, she literally said in this episode that she saw her mother come home with blood on her face, and
I'm sure that wasn't every day. And if she did, is it because of the type of job she had? That she was chopping chickens or something? Like, what was her mom doing that she saw blood on her?
I mean, I wish they had explained that because they really didn't. I was like, why? I mean, I assumed that's what it was.
Yeah, so I don't feel sorry for her because I feel like
never feel sorry for anybody.
I don't, because to your point, the way she kept digging, everything she said, every time she said something about him, it was always with a negative dig. And that part right there, I'm like, but it wasn't much difference. Oh, now I see why you're like this. Oh, look how he's dancing. Yeah, he danced better than you, and you claim to be the fun dancer. Did you see her dancing? She looked horrible.
You know what?
She had no rhythm whatsoever.
That's why she was mad, because he was looking good when he was dancing.
Yes, because he was really into it. He might as well have been up there instructing them like the teacher was, because he was way better. She was all limbly and just looking like a noodle. Noi the noodle. That's who she is.
Shanice says she worked in a chicken factory, so she worked with raw meat,
chopping chickens, like I said. So of course you saw your mom come home with dusty clothes on, because that's part of her job. So there it is. So don't give me the crap. That was part of her job. Like, come on now.
But that's the thing. Your reaction to that versus someone else's reaction is going to be very different, especially in the eyes of a child. Remember, an eye of a child, seeing a person come home, God only knows what she saw and how her perception, not me defending Noi, but I understand trauma for children is very different. So for her to see her mom like that, she's probably like, oh my God. And we're not sure what the mom was saying or doing along with that she probably didn't put out there because she didn't want her mom to feel ashamed by what she may have said during that time.
I really love how you just tried to clean that up. But let's think about, as a parent, me being a parent, if I have blood on me because of my job, then that's what I'm going to tell my kids. Like, hey, this is what mommy does. Like, it's okay. Mommy's not hurt. Because again, to your point, you never know how kids might think, but as a parent, you're going to give your kid that reassurance that mommy is okay. This is just what happens at mommy's job.
But did her mom do that?
As a
It sounds like her
parent,
mom didn't.
or is she lying?
I mean, she could be lying too. She's quite annoying.
She's quite annoying. Okay, so let's move on to Jasmina.
Your girl.
You know, I don't like that's how she looks at her. Jasmina can go. Like, and I have anyone that knows me, I have a love for teachers. I will go up in the comments and stand and fight for teachers all day long. My mother was an educator, my grandmother was a principal. Like, I come from a family of educators. I have friends who I will fight for teachers up in the comments all day long. So in a moment, I had a little empathy for Jasmina.
Mm-hmm.
But when she was like, you brought a point up. We know nothing about her until today or yesterday, last night, whenever you watched it. Mm-hmm. We know nothing about her. She always wanted Michael to open up, always wanted Michael to open up, always wanted Michael. But what have you told us about you? Nothing. We have nothing. We now know that you're a teacher because the teacher made you feel safe at school, and we don't really know what really happened at home that you didn't feel safe and secure. We knew your dad was a truck driver, so he wasn't really there. But truck drivers make great money, so he was sending that money back home, and you were well provided for, you and your sister, in a little single-family home that your parents had. So, I mean, yeah, I don't feel sorry for her. That boy lost his family, his brother, his sister. Like, he went through a lot.
Did you hear when I said I feel like we know more about Michael than anyone on this cast?
I'm totally agreeing with you because we know nothing about her. We know nothing about her. Olajuwon. Only thing I'm gonna say about Olajuwon is I need him to cut it out with that thinning hair. Like, he just needs to go. He needs to borrow her wig. Look here, that's sexy. A lot of people like bald heads, so you're doing the right thing. You let it go when you were supposed to.
There was a period where I was trying to.
You was trying to hold on. You was trying to Olajuwon it. You was trying
not that bad. I would always cut it low, but it was starting to, you know.
Olajuwon comes across like he just thinks he's better than her because of whatever he's done to bring himself out together, blah, 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 blah. Get over yourself. You're fake pretentious, and get over yourself.
Damn, you're dragging him today.
I'm not done, because then there's Lindsey.
Oh, I forgot about Lindsey.
First, I want Lindsey to get her teeth fixed. Can we start there?
No, come on. Leave her physicality alone.
I mean, if Alyssa had to talk about Chris's teeth, why can't we talk about Lindsey's?
I mean, did you see? Do I still have Chris's teeth here? Do I still have that picture? Hold on. I just got to see if I still have that picture. Guys, if you're just joining us, do the YouTube things. Like the video. Wait, I know I had that picture here, y'all. Where is that picture?
That's why you don't have it. It doesn't matter. At this point, Lindsey needs to get over herself. And I think Lindsey, Jasmina, Olajuwon, and Noi all need to take a step back and remember why they're here. They're here because they weren't doing so well prior to. And back to Noi wanting a separate apartment. Who do you think you are? And Dr. Pepper co-signing that. Well, I don't live with my husband. Yeah, but you knew your husband before you married him, lady. You don't even make sense. These people don't know each other. They need
she was being honest.
It was the wrong. You see, you so petty. You are so
I love Chris though. Chris, shout out to Chris, but I felt like they were so petty with this shot.
They were. I mean, he can use a little Invisalign and some teeth whitener. I mean, I get it. He can.
I mean, he's got enough money. Come on.
I mean, he does. So, and before people start coming for me in the comments, I learned a long time ago. I had braces as a child, and people who had braces, I learned this a long time ago. Those who had braces, instead of noticing someone's nose, because that's in the center of your face, the first thing we go is to your teeth. So I always notice everyone's teeth because I had braces. Everyone who had braces, the first thing they notice in someone, it's always their teeth. We go straight to the teeth. So yeah, I'm sick of Lindsey. They all need to think about who they dated before they got here and why they're here.
You would think being on the show, you'd be like, you know what? There's a reason why I'm here. But apparently that goes out the window because a lot of them think that they're perfect.
They really think that they're like that, and they need a reality check to show, you know, this would be perfect. Producers, hello, bring back an X. Bring back an X to remind them why they're here.
You think they would have thought about this before? Because other shows have done that. No, they bring back the Friends next week.
No, we had the Friends.
It should have been X's.
You're right. Bring back an X so to remind them why they're here. And I'm done. That's my read for this week. Bye-bye.
Damn. Oh, damn. All right. Because y'all know what time it is. It's dinner time. So let me give you my final thoughts. Thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to everyone that sent in the super chat. We appreciate you supporting the channel. And thank you to those that send in the Venmos, the cash apps, and all that thing. I don't see it until after the live, so I do want to say thank you in advance. Thank you for all the lovely messages and comments that you guys left in our recent Ashley Darby video and the comments that you guys been leaving on our community tab and in the texting community. I appreciate you guys so much. But here are my final thoughts on this whole situation. Okay. I did enjoy this week's episode as opposed to the last couple of episodes. This season has been dragging. Producers, please shake it up for next season. And I understand ads. You have to pay the bills. You got to keep the lights on over there at Lifetime in your production company. But the 5-minute intro every single week, we could do without that. We could do without that. And this show does not need to be 2 hours. It does not need to be 2 hours. It's too much. It's too much. I appreciate people writing letters to their younger selves. I think that can be very cathartic. I think that can be very healing. I have to say, it made me look at all of these couples a little bit differently this week. It made me look at all these couples a little bit different this week. But then I watched it a second time and I was like, I'm over them. Bianca says, Kempire is the only person who texts me more than my friends. Damn. Damn. Join our texting community, guys. If I had to rate this episode, because I would probably give it a 6. I'm not going to even give it a 7. I would give it a 6. And I think that's why a lot of you voted, between 4 and 6 in our Kempire Daily YouTube poll. But I'm not looking forward to next week. If next week's episode is not good and entertaining, I'm not going to do a live. I'll wait until decision day and then we'll do a live. We'll see. We'll see. I have a busy week next week anyway, too. Yeah, we're working. Look, we're working. Got sponsors. We got interviews. Stay tuned. Speaking of interviews, don't forget my conversation with Silent from True Exclusive. The video version of our podcast that came out over the weekend will be available on the Kempire Daily. Nope, Kempire Radio YouTube channel. So again, guys, if you haven't followed or subscribed to that page, be sure to do that. The video will be available tomorrow afternoon. So stay tuned for that premiere. Thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to teamkempire.com. Join our texting community at textkempire.com. Get yourself a coldest water bottle. I saw someone just got one. Thank you for supporting us and the channel. Use the discount code KEMP10 for 10% off. They don't just have water bottles, though. They have ice packs. They have things for your coffee. They have T-shirts. They have things for your pets. Speaking of pets, sorry, Mark, about your cat. Don't forget to use the discount code KEMP at coldest.com. Thank you to you all for being here. Thank you to our mods. Don't forget to show love to the mods. We appreciate you guys as well. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Be sure to check out everything in pop culture here on the channel on a daily and consistent basis. Thank you all for being here. I will see you guys later. Bye. Let me get out of here. What is song going to play? I haven't played this in a while.
You always do. You want me back, but I'm too with you.